Welcome back to the channel. Get ready to clear your schedules, cancel your plans, and warn your backlog. Because if you're a fan of getting lost in sprawling, interconnected worlds, 2026 is shaping up to be a year so legendary, your backlog is going to need a backlog of its own. I'm not kidding. The sheer quality and variety on the horizon is staggering. We're talking about 10, count them, 10 absolutely incredible Metroidvania games slated to drop in 2026. So grab your controller, get comfy, because we are diving deep into the future of exploration. Let's get into it. Kicking us off, we are blasting into the cosmos with a game that looks like a moving painting. This is Mio, Memories in Orbit. Developed by Deus Dixiums, this game puts you in the metallic shoes of Mio, an agile little robot on a massive, forgotten spaceship called the Vessel. The ship is decaying, overgrown, and its AI caretakers have gone dark. Your mission: explore this stunning, melancholy world to restore its memory before it shuts down for good. Now let's talk about the vibe. This has given me major Ori and the Blind Forest meets Studio Ghibli, but in space. The art is just breathtaking. But it's not just a pretty face. We're talking wall climbing, gliding, and a grappling hook with over 30 enemy types and 15 unique bosses to test your skills. This looks like it's got the perfect blend of beautiful exploration and tight, satisfying combat. Instant wishlist material right here. All right, from the clean technological decay of space, let's plunge into something much darker, more ancient, and rooted in pagan beliefs. Get ready for Trisna. This is for the classic, hardcore Metroidvania fans. Trisna is a plot-driven 2.5D adventure that is all about intense combat. The developers are putting a huge emphasis on a challenging system built around evasions, parries, and devastating counterattacks. I'm getting some serious Blasphemous or Sultan Sanctuary vibes from the atmosphere here. It feels gritty, mysterious, and unforgiving. This isn't a game you'll be able to just button match through. It's going to demand precision, timing, and skill. If you love a game that pushes you to your limits, Trisna should be high on your radar. All right, sticking with that gorgeous 2D art, our next game wears its inspirations on its sleeve, and honestly, that's a very, very good thing. This is Nayana. The developers at Orion Games Inc. straight up say they're inspired by titans like Hollow Knight, Celeste, and Ori, and you can see it. The hand-drawn world is beautiful but oppressive, and you play as Nayana, a woman destined to break the chains of her people and rebuild their society. This is a story of rage, revenge, and revolution, which gives the exploration and combat real emotional weight. Any game that aims for the heights of those modern classics has my immediate attention. The potential here is massive. Okay, this next one has one of the most unique and frankly hilarious premises I've seen in a while. Let me introduce you to Nevergrave, the Witch and the Curse. Get this, you don't play as the witch, you play as her cursed hat. Yes, you're a hat that can possess defeated enemies to use their unique abilities. One minute you're a mushroom, the next you're a slime, the next you're a skeleton warrior. And it's not just a Metroidvania, it's also a roguelike with procedurally generated dungeons, and it has village building elements. And you can do it all with up to 3 of your friends in 4-player co-op. This game is just throwing everything at the wall, and it all looks like it sticks. The sheer creative chaos here is off the charts. All right, let's get a little darker, a lot darker actually. If you like your platformers with a side of psychological horror, then look no further than System Purge Hollow Point. The premise alone is haunting. You're delving into memories and nightmares to save a dead lover. Yikes. This is an expansion of the original System Purge, bringing new sectors filled with intricate, deadly platforming and puzzles. The aesthetic is dark, atmospheric, and just dripping with dread. This looks like a game that will test your reflexes and your nerves in equal measure. Okay, From that darkness, let's ignite the flames with a game that feels like the Avatar: The Last Airbender Metroidvania we've all been dreaming of. This is Emberbane. Look at this! In Emberbane, you control Ophelia, a warrior who wields 4 distinct elements: fire, ice, earth, and storm. The gameplay is inspired by the high-octane action of Devil May Cry and the fluid parkour of Celeste. You'll be chaining elemental abilities together to create insane combos, solve environmental puzzles, and traverse this beautiful pixel art world. This is pure, elemental action platforming bliss. January 2026 can't come too soon for this one. Alright, we've fought monsters, we've explored spaceships. How about we do a little stealing? Next up is the incredibly charming Goblin Vike the Thief Tycoon. This game is basically 2 games in one. By night, you're Vike the Goblin, a master thief sneaking through dangerous dungeons, avoiding combat, and grabbing all the loot you can carry. It's a stealth heist Metroidvania. But then by day, you run your own black market shop, selling the goods you stole. There's even a dice-rolling sales talk mechanic to haggle with customers. A stealth Metroidvania blended with a shop tycoon game? Sign me up. Alright, our next game asks a heavy question. How far would you go to save someone you love? Prepare for a story of moral dilemmas with Skinwalker. Published by the legendary Team 17, this game puts you in the shoes of a scientist trying to cure his daughter's terminal illness. He makes a pact with a monstrous creature, and the gameplay is built around this duality. You'll switch between the vulnerable human form for stealth and investigation, and then unleash the powerful, agile beast form for visceral, fast-paced combat. The choices you make will affect the story's outcome. This looks like a narrative-driven beast of a game. From moral horror, we move to a vast post-apocalyptic sci-fi world. Let's talk about Augment Anthem. In this one, you play as Ego, a mechanical warrior who is the last line of defense for humanity's final sanctuary, the town of Haven. The developers are promising a huge, open-world platformer with hundreds of secrets and powerful upgrades to find. What's cool here is the focus on Haven as a central hub world, where you can interact with NPCs, get new abilities, and even build up your home. This sounds like it's taking the classic Metroidvania formula and expanding it to a massive, world-spanning scale. Last but not least, a game for all my fellow anime fans out there. Have you ever wanted to get isekai'd into a fantasy world? Well, Echoes of the Outworlder has you covered. The story is classic isekai. An ordinary guy named Jake suddenly finds himself transported to a shattered fantasy world encased in a suit of armor. He teams up with another Outworlder to figure out why the world's magic is failing. This game is leaning into its inspirations from isekai and lit RPG genres, promising fluid movement, utility-gated exploration, and tough combat against monsters, and even other Outworlders. It's a fascinating blend of genres that could be something really special. And there you have it. 10 games, 10 completely different worlds to get lost in, from sci-fi epics and pagan nightmares to elemental action and thieving goblins. 2026 is not messing around. The Metroidvania genre is alive, well, and more creative than ever before. But now I have to know, which one of these is going straight to your wish list? Which one are you counting down the days for? Drop a comment below and let's geek out about it. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Peace.